Let's be real for a second and cut right through all the AI hype. You've heard the big promises, right? Total transformation, game-changing innovation. But you've probably also seen the reality, a bunch of scattered pilots, wasted budgets, and results that are, well, pretty underwhelming. So what's really going on here? Okay, let's just start with a pretty shocking number. A staggering 95% of generative AI pilots never actually make it past the proof of concept stage. They just die. Think about that. That's 19 out of every 20 projects that failed to deliver any real value. This isn't just a number, it's a massive, industry-wide failure to innovate. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. The problem isn't the algorithm, it's not the code. Honestly, the tech works great. The failure is a failure of leadership, of vision, and most of all, a failure of strategy. Companies are struggling with clarity, not with the tech itself. And this brings us to something we call the clarity trap. It's this weird situation where really smart companies with incredibly smart people keep making the exact same mistakes, completely overlooking the real reasons their expensive AI projects are just going nowhere. So, if the technology is solid, what's the real problem? You know, for anyone who's sat through yet another meeting about a stalled AI pilot, this question probably feels very, very familiar. Well, the real culprits are, frankly, organizational problems. It all starts with a lack of strategic clarity. You get different departments running in different directions. Then you've got poor change management, which means even the coolest tools end up just sitting on a shelf. And, you know, the final ingredients in this recipe for failure? No one's accountable for the results, and everyone's expectations are completely out of whack. Okay, this slide right here, this says it all. On the left, you've got this vague corporate speak strategy. It sounds impressive, but what does it even mean? It's basically nothing. But on the right, you have a concrete plan. It's got a specific outcome, a dollar amount, a timeline, and, this is key, clear ownership. That's the difference between just having a wish and having a real strategy. And that clarity, it pays off. Big time. The data is super clear on this. Companies with a specific, accountable AI strategy see a 3 to 4 times higher return on their investment. We're not talking about a small difference here. This is the entire game. So, how do you avoid falling into the clarity trap and actually start getting real results from AI? Well, that is exactly where the AI strategy blueprint comes into play. It was created as a direct answer to all these strategic failures we see plaguing so many companies. And let's be super clear about this. This is not another dense 1,000-page textbook for your data scientists. Nope, it's a practical, actionable playbook designed for business leaders, people who are focused on one thing, getting a real, tangible return on their AI investment. The whole philosophy of the book really boils down to 2 simple but incredibly powerful principles. First, strategy before tools. You have to figure out the why, the what, and the who before you ever write a single line of code. And second, focus on profit, not pilots. The market rewards results, not cool experiments. The only thing that truly matters is a measurable business outcome. The book lays out a really clear roadmap to get you to success. It starts by helping you build a solid foundation, then it moves into the clarity framework to define your vision. From there, it walks you through building the right team and data infrastructure, managing the human side of change, which is so crucial. And then, finally, it hands you a concrete 90-day action plan to make it all happen. But hey, this isn't just a bunch of theory. Let's look at how this all plays out in the real world with a couple of really powerful case studies that are in the book. First up, a cautionary tale. An e-commerce company poured $800,000 into a technically perfect AI recommendation engine. It worked beautifully, but sales stayed completely flat. The project was totally disconnected from the company's strategy, and it ended up being a nearly $1 million loss. Ouch. So why did it fail so badly? Well, they never defined what a win would even look like. They had no idea how to measure success. Nobody owned the results, so when things went wrong, everybody just pointed fingers. And they had absolutely no plan for how to scale it. It was a pilot that was pretty much destined to fail from day one. Okay, now let's flip the script and look at the other side. A manufacturing company took a totally different approach. Instead of rushing to build something, they spent just 3 weeks getting their strategy right. The result? An incredible $4.2 million in annual value. Their success came from answering all those critical questions the first company just ignored. They had a specific problem to solve, a clear way to measure success, a single owner who was responsible, and a direct line to real financial value. This is the power of strategic clarity in action. So, how can you get this kind of clarity and achieve these kinds of results? The AI Strategy Blueprint was specifically designed for the leaders who are right in the thick of these challenges. Look, if you're a founder and you want to get a competitive edge without all the costly trial and error, this book is for you. If you're a business leader who needs a practical plan, not just another PowerPoint deck, this is your guide. And if your team is stuck in what we call pilot purgatory, or you've been burned by AI before, this book will show you exactly what went wrong and how to fix it. You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes down to this one quote from the book that just says everything. You can either build AI that generates more meetings to talk about why it isn't working, or you can build AI that actually generates profit. And the difference maker is clarity. So, if you're ready to stop experimenting and start executing, this is your blueprint. It's your guide to get from scattered pilots to real, measurable profit. Go find your copy of the AI Strategy Blueprint today and start building an AI strategy that actually delivers.